As we begin today with Pet Perspectives, we have not one, but two special guests with us today. Dr. Norman, who do we have?
Yes, we do. We have Ralph up here, and then we have Chester, of course, too.
Yes, of course. And you know, I have a Ralph, and he behaves exactly the same.
Yep, I think it's something with the name.
It's got to be something with the name. We're going to let Ralph get comfortable here. Okay, so today, though, we're talking about, obviously, our pets. There's a lot of well-meaning advice out there, right? But
yes,
not all of it's true. That's why you have Dr. Norman joining us today. She's going to help us debunk anything from tail wags to grain-free food. And she's going to help tell us what myths are actually good and the ones that we might just want to, you know, let just float on by.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, so Dr. Norman, I want to talk about how do we know when our dog is sick? I think probably one of the most popular ones that people always point to is the nose.
The nose,
right?
The nose,
Yeah.
yes. And I've heard every version of it. I've heard, well, his nose is dry, so he's fine. His nose is wet, so he's fine.
Yeah.
So the myth that, you know, your dog's nose is warm and dry, so they're not sick or are sick, your nose isn't going to tell you anything about your dog's health.
Okay.
So, nose, they can be dripping, dry based on allergies, time of year, humidity in the air, all sorts of things. So
okay, so nose is not an indicator of anything.
Nope, it's not. It's
okay.
not.
But what is an indicator instead?
Yeah, so their general behavior and demeanor. So that's always the biggest thing. Are they as energetic? Are they eating as much as they normally do? Are they drinking as much? Are they sneezing as much or less than they normally do? So all of those things can be some of your general indicators of, maybe they're a little bit off and I need to get them checked out.
Okay, good. So you can use your gut, right? You know
Exactly.
your animal, you know what's normal and what's not.
Exactly.
Okay, so from dogs to cats, let's talk about this one. Cats, they always fall on their feet. They land on their feet, even when they fall out of a giant tree.
I hear that one too, and we've all seen the videos of them, and they can be. They're such athletes. They do not always land on their feet. If they did, there would be less broken bones and less surgeries that we're repairing on these cats. So your cat falls from a height, recommend getting them checked out, and also just keeping your home safe for them. If there are ledges, windowsills, trying to have steps they can jump up and down from, or just barricading areas so that they don't fall, and we don't have to test that myth on our own kitties.
Okay, I like that. So cats are athletes, they are not superheroes.
Exactly,
okay.
Exactly. That's a good way to describe them.
Okay, and we see the advertisements everywhere. Grain-free food, raw food, natural food. So a lot of people think grain-free is best for their pet.
They do, and there's been a lot of marketing with that, but it's just not true.
Okay.
Especially since it's been very popular the past 10 years, we have some good data that grain-free foods, especially in dogs, can be linked to some pretty severe heart diseases and conditions.
Oh,
for
really?
them. Yes.
Okay.
So I know we're all just always trying to do what's best for our pets, and we want them to have the best nutrients, but grain-free is rarely going to be your best option. Talking to your vet about your own pet's lifestyle, health conditions, what your goals with them are, all ways that we can figure out what's going to be the best diet for them and tailored for your pet.
That's great. And I love your dogs. By the way, I'm really enjoying your dogs.
They've made
today.
themselves at home
They
today.
sure have. They just moved on in. They're great.
Yes.
All right. So if my pet had worms, I think, or if your pet has worms, I think people obviously go, well, I would see it. I would see it in the stool. I would know. They'd be scooting their buns.
Not always.
Okay.
No, not every parasite you're going to see. Giardia, really popular here in Idaho. It's up in the mountains in our running, standing water. That's a parasite, and you're not going to see that in the poop. So if your dog's having diarrhea, loose stools, vomiting, just because you're not seeing parasites
doesn't mean it's not a parasite that's causing it.
Exactly.
Okay. What about the tail wag? People go, I'm in a dog park, there's a dog, it's wagging its tail, I'm going to go up and pet it, my dog's going to play with it, it's a happy dog.
Nope, a wagging tail is not a happy tail. Okay. A wagging tail can be happy, sad, anxious, scared. A wagging tail is just the continuation of the body. So got to look at the dog, look at everything about them to figure out what that tail means.
And know the dog too,
exactly.
right? You can't assume just because a dog's tail is wagging that means, oh, it wants to say hi to you.
Exactly, and that
it's
they're
welcoming
going to be
you.
Friendly. Exactly.
Yes, yeah. It might be actually that they're excited to attack your dog.
Exactly, they're nervous, or it's a warning of saying, hey, I'm a little uncomfortable, give me some space here.
Yes.
So knowing your dog, knowing your dog, so you can tell other people, hey, that's a happy wag on Chester right now.
Yes.
Versus when he has his nervous wags, but he never gets those here. He's pretty happy.
And
here.
I think bottom line before we wrap wrap here, Dr. Norman, is that if you see a dog and you want to approach it, ask the owner first.
Always ask.
And always have your animals restrained on a leash.
Exactly.
I know free roaming is fun when your child, well, it can't be your fur child,
Yes.
is trained, but you got to think about the other dogs around that dog.
Exactly. Always having control, recall of your animal or having them on a leash, and just always asking permission before approaching an animal.
Dr. Norman, where can people find you?
idaho-today.com. We have all of our information there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So appreciate it. Oh, you guys have been so much fun. I love your dogs. Everyone, more to come here on Idaho Today right after the break. See, look how good they're being right now.